All right. Hey folks, Steve here with TacMed TV. We're going to do another live episode today. This is episode 3. I'm going to talk about a couple of different things today. Going to look at a comment from one of our subscribers. Going to talk about that topic a little bit. It has to do with emergency medical responders. Also have a little bit of housekeeping to do up front. Let you guys know if there's anybody new checking this out that's new to the channel. You know, TacMed TV, here we cover things to do with tactical medicine, working with law enforcement special operations teams. It also bleeds over into the military medicine, working with your platoon or working in special operations forces, whatever. That's what we mainly talk about on this channel. The other things that we do, every now and then we might talk about, disaster medicine, things of that nature. So, but mainly we try to stay focused on tactical EMS. So anyway, that's kind of what we do here. Looks like we've got some people joining in. Y'all say hi if you can. One of the first things, I hope the camera issue is fixed. Last week we had an issue with the camera. It was extraordinarily pixelated. It was extremely poor quality. Hopefully I got that fixed for today, and we're going to have a little bit better video. If not, then after today, I'll have to fix an entirely new setup, which I don't have a problem doing. I just got to figure out how to get it done. So I'm not the most tech savvy person in the entire world. Let's be honest. Of course, last week Jim Williams was here. Want to give a big shout out to Jim. Love you, brother. Wish you were here today. Talked to him just a little bit ago. Jim's not feeling too well. He had a little episode towards the end of last week. Jim basically kind of had a little bit of an acute myocardial infarction. So, guys, keep him in your thoughts and prayers. He's home now. He ended up having a triple bypass. It was funny when I asked him, I said, what brought this about? He said, 30 years of cheeseburgers and French fries, and he's like, yeah, there's something to that. So anyway, everybody go over, you don't have to do it right now, but check out his channel. It's EMT Boot Camp here on YouTube. Go over there, pick one of his videos in the comment section. Send him a get well message in the comments. Let him know that you're out here and that you want him to hurry up and get a speedy recovery so he can get some videos out on his channel, and he can also get let you guys know that you're watching and that you're looking for his stuff. Also, as soon as he gets better, we'll get him back into our world here and bring up some more topics with him and see what we can get done. So anyway, Jim, miss you, buddy. Wish you were here today. So get well, get feeling better. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is, and let me bring this up here on my phone, a little bit more prepared today than I was last week. I was just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to get stuff ready. It kind of snuck up on me with the week that we had last week. So anyway, John 15.5, one of the subscribers, had sent me a comment in the first live Q&A video that we did, talking about EMR. Now he wanted me to kind of talk about EMR a little bit. He in his comment, I'll let you guys go read it and check that out. He's a big proponent of it. And it's a professional level certification. The course is usually Jim Williams in the house. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you. Anyway, the EMR, it's a professional level certification. The course used to be, and forgive me on this, I'm not as up on it as Jim Williams would be if he was here, because he's that guy. But anyway, was and probably still is a roughly 40-hour course that you go through. It's a certification level that is below EMT. And I will put a link to the 2019 National Scope of Practice PDF file, so you guys can go in and look at that and see their entire scope of practice and what their areas are. Now, this John 15:5 was talking about. This is a great course for civilians. It's, especially, people that are concealed carriers. They need to know information. It is a good class. I don't know. It's not going to be the right fit for everybody because it is a professional level certification. All right. And with that professional level certification comes certain things that are tied into that. One of those being that you've got to find the course. You've got to take the course. So that's going to cost, I don't even know what they cost nowadays. Whatever that costs, then you've got a $75, I think it's $75 exam fee that you have to take for the course to be able to pass the National Registry, or to be able to sit and take the National Registry exam. All right. Now, once you do that and you get your card, welcome to the club. You're part of EMS at that point. But now you've got to keep that certification up. You have to renew it every 2 years. And the way that you do that, you can do it either by examination every 2 years. You can sit and take the exam again, or you can do continuing education hours. That right there is what I think probably makes it kind of prohibitive for a lot of civilians. A lot of people aren't going to take the time to go seek out classes in airway and respiratory illnesses, cardiology, trauma, obstetrics, psych, neurology. And some of those classes can be kind of difficult to find unless you've got an inroad to get in there somewhere. Yeah. So anyway, Jim's typing and kind of messing. If y'all can see that, 64 hours minimum for national, but like EMT, you can expect more than minimum to be worth the crap. You're right. And that's the thing. So anyway, the EMR, I think it has a great application for folks that are already in public safety, that's not going to be their primary job. You're looking at law enforcement, fire departments, lifeguards, ski patrol, backcountry guides, that kind of thing that gives them a little bit of background to move forward and to be able to have a little bit of knowledge in remote areas. I think it has a great application for that. Like I said, I don't know for sure that it's the best thing for civilians, just because it is. There's a lot of things you have to do to keep that certification going. And the national scope even mentions that you are going to be. Let me see. I've got my little notes over here. That the level of supervision is that you've got to have some general medical oversight is required to operate at that level. So somebody, generally, if you're with a department, a public safety department, you have that, somebody is a medical supervisor watching what you're doing, making sure that you're trained correctly, making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do and not working beyond your scope and so on and so forth. But I do think it's a great class. Another one is to think about is in the industrial setting. I think it's a great certification if you're in an industrial setting to have that knowledge. But as far as the just general civilian, my thing, and Jim Williams and I have talked about this before too, my thing for the general public is CPR, either, American Red Cross or National Safety Council or whatever they're called this week, American Heart Association, CPR, and a good first aid class, a good basic first aid class, plus a stop the bleed class. All right. The stop the bleed class is the one that in the last so many years that I've been doing this, that is the one class that has come out that is available to everybody that I think is just going to do a wonderful job of saving lives. I think that information alone is going to transfer well to the civilian world, and it's going to be information that you're going to keep stored in your brain, and you'll be able to use that at any time. So I think that's something that would be my recommendation is those three classes. They're relatively easy to find. They're not real difficult. If you are having any trouble finding those, you can go to your local ambulance service, ask those folks. Hey, they might even do an EMR class. If that's what you're interested in, go for it. I'm all for people bettering themselves and bringing in knowledge, new knowledge to themselves to where they can use in their everyday lives. Okay, so I'm all about that. So go do that. Let's see. Dustin Embry's in the house. Hey, Dustin, how you doing, buddy? All right, maybe sometime soon we'll get to work again. All right. Let's see. Dustin says, and as an advanced provider, would you recommend carry some kind of kit with you in your POV? If so, what would you keep in it? Of course, that's the trick. The advanced provider stuff. If you've got that in your car, you start to get into some legal issues there. I don't carry any advanced level stuff in my vehicle. Everything I carry is BLS level stuff, basic life support stuff. I carry tourniquets. Of course, I've got some chest seals. And I take that back. I do have some ALS stuff. I do have some IV catheters, but not for starting IVs, for needle chest decompression. I carry the things in my vehicle to deal with the big three killers in trauma. Okay, it's a massive bleeding, airway obstruction, and tension pneumothorax. Okay, that's what I carry. Even as far as with the SWAT team that I work with, my gear's in my vehicle. That's what I carry. Any of the advanced level stuff is in our truck or is in another kit that we can carry with us if we have a call out where we think we're going to need that kind of stuff, or if it's going to be an extended where we need to have access and we're anticipating injuries or illnesses where we may need ALS gear. But as far as ALS stuff in my vehicle, like IVs and ET tubes and stuff like that, I don't carry any of that. I don't necessarily recommend it for me, or, you make your own determination. You know where you work, you know where you are, you know how your medical director is, if they're cool, because that's the big thing. For me to operate as a paramedic, I have to have the blessing of my medical director. If I'm not on duty, then technically am I still a paramedic? If I'm not under his or her direct supervision, I got the uniform on with the patch on the arm, am I a paramedic? Yeah, I am, but you see, so it kind of gets into that way. Oh, Dustin, thank you, buddy. You're so sweet. Yeah, old Jim and John. I taught John. Let's get this right. John did paramedic ride time with me. Okay. And that's another guy we need to get in here that Dustin just mentioned. John Hembest. We've got to get him in here. I think he's a little camera shy, but I really would like to get John in here to talk about the community paramedic stuff. Like I've told you guys before, I finished that up last year or this year or sometime. I guess it had to be 2019 because 2020 has been a complete and total Charlie Foxtrot. Okay. I mean, the term 2020 has become a verb. That's how bad this year is for everybody. So, but yeah, we need to get him in here. Oh, Jim Williams. Yes. And now he wears the khakis, which is thanks, Jim. Appreciate it, buddy. Oh, Jim's not even here and I'm catching crap from him. So that's just awesome. But anyway, like I said, the EMR stuff, I'll put the information out there. You guys go check it out. If it's right for you, go for it. If it's not, then there are other options out there. All right. So it looks like we're 13 minutes and 52 seconds into this. We've got Jim in the house. We've got Dustin in the house. I see some more people. Get on the chat and say hi, folks. Let me know you're out there. And if you've got any questions, let me know. I kind of covered what I wanted to cover with the EMR thing and with talking about Jim a little bit. But it's been an interesting week. Earlier, I'm obviously, you guys have noticed I've started this at 5 o'clock in the afternoon Central Standard Time. Put a poll out earlier this week asking you guys what time would you want, morning, noon, like we've been doing it, or in the evenings. You guys said you wanted it in the evenings, so that's what we're going to try to do. And until I hear a little bit differently, then we'll probably run it at 5 o'clock on every other Saturday starting today. So we'll see how it goes. Kenneth Jarrett, hi from Arcadian Ambulance Service, San Antonio, Texas. Hey, brother, how you doing? Shout out to San Antonio. Rock on, dude. I spent some time down there at Lackland Air Force Base a long time ago. It's a beautiful town. But yeah, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So, Kenneth, you got any questions, man? Throw them out there, or if you got a comment, how are you guys doing down there in San Antonio? Let's go that route. How are you guys doing down there in San Antonio? How are you all holding up with the COVID-19 going on? How's your service doing? How are you doing? Are they working you to death like they are everywhere else? I'm sure. But I appreciate you checking in, brother. Thank you. Now, like I said, we're going to keep doing this at this time. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. The first two that I did we're reaching an hour long today. We're already 16 minutes in. We're just going to run for a little bit longer because I want people to watch these videos after the live stream is done and be able to get something from them. So that's my thing. I don't want, most people I know don't want to sit down and watch or listen to an hour-long video. They just don't have the time. So I'm going to try to keep it at about 30 minutes today, and we'll see what's going. And Annette, how would you recommend getting community paramedic in your facility? That's a good question because that varies from state to state how they're going to proceed with that program. Here in Kentucky, we're still in the pilot phase. Not really sure how it's going to proceed. Somewhere like Minnesota, where I went to school at Hennepin Tech, up there in Minneapolis, they've got a different way of doing things. Okay, in the Carolinas, they're doing things a little bit different than what we do here in Kentucky. So that's a good question that I really and truly don't know how to answer. I don't have a great answer for that. The first thing, if it was going to be me starting the program, it'd be something where I would contact an existing program, or when I got into the class, start talking to the people that do the class and say, hey, how do we build one of these programs, and get their input because they've been there, done that. No sense in trying to reinvent the wheel. Sorry, I don't have a better answer for that. Let's see, Jim Williams, support vehicle for TIMS, prefer ambulance, disguised ambulance, or POV, or none. Right now, it depends on the type of call out that you're making. What does the situation dictate? If you have a barricade that turns into an extended, then you would probably want an actual ambulance out there with a street crew there to kind of supplement what you're doing with your guys. If it is a warrant service where you're going to be in and out, a disguised ambulance is fine, or again, a regular ambulance is fine. It all depends on how your program operates. If your program operates similar to ours, we technically kind of follow behind in our equipment truck, TAC 40, for that kind of thing. We had the last call out we ended up, it was one of those things that was spur of the moment. So it was kind of one of those things where we responded to the scene of where we were going, because it was going to be a warrant service that ended up being a barricade. And so we ended up going straight to the scene, and that was a POV kind of thing. If it had gone into an extended operation, then we would have brought TAC 40 out and been able to set up operations out of that. It just depends. Again, everything in TIMS, tactical emergency medical support, it's fluid. Okay, the biggest thing that you can have doing this type of job is a brain. Okay, and a well-functioning brain, which I'm getting older, so it's getting the well-functioning part is maybe not there all the time, but it's there the majority of the time when I've got the uniform on. Anyway, I kind of turn it off on my days off. But that's the biggest thing you can have is develop your mind, and I hate to keep bringing up Jim Williams, but he's this, he's that guy that has all of this knowledge and all this experience, and he's gone to all these classes. And that's one of the things that he's always said. He's even said it on this channel before. Seek out classes. It doesn't matter what the class is. Seek it out. There's something you can gain from every class that you take. All right. There's something that you can take away that made it worth your while to sit in there for that time frame and ingest that information. All right. You're going to get something out of every class, whether it's TC3, TECC, BTLS or ITLS, PHTLS, AMLS, GEMS, yeah, Geriatric Emergency Medical, something. I can't remember the actual acronym. PEP, PALS, whatever. You're going to grab something out of that. If it's the old Pharm Medic class, there's things that you're going to get out of that. If you're able to, and you can get into some of the fire classes like vehicle extrication, the ropes courses, any of that stuff, especially getting specialized into hazmat, you're always going to pick something up out of these courses that you can keep with you and that you can take and use during your job. So, oh my gosh, let's see what's Kenneth saying. Kenneth, doing good here. Hot as hell down here, 105 degrees today. Okay, now Kenneth, I've got to ask you this, because in Kentucky our humidity is just through the roof and it makes it horrible. Now I remember in San Antonio, it seems like that was the city in Texas where if you go east you get a lot of greenery, and if you go west you get a lot of desert. So is that 105 degrees down there? Have you got a lot of humidity to that, or is it a dry heat? That's the thing. Cadian is very busy with COVID interfacility transfers, mostly critical care transfers, ventilators, multiple IV drips. We also provide 911 service for the county, which keeps us busy also. We also have a TIMS unit up here at Acadian to support the Bexar County Sheriff's Department SWAT and narcotics business. Outstanding. Are you one of the medics on that team? Is that part of your job working for Acadian? Do you get to participate in that? Man, just stay safe. All right, just stay safe down there. Keep your head on a swivel. Oh yeah, humidity heat index is 110. Yeah, that's just nasty hot. That's just miserable hot. So, well, hydrate. All right, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Keeping the fluids in. But yeah, going back to Jim's question, the truck we've got right now, I'm looking to get something different, something smaller. What we had before, what we've got now, was good, but it was starting to show some signs of wear, and it was time for it to go. We replaced it, and now it's almost like we've got too much room, too much space, too much dead space, and we need to get something a little bit smaller that's a little bit more maneuverable. All right, and Kenneth, you're one of the critical care paramedics. God bless you for that, man. People ask me all the time if I'm critical care. I never did get into the critical care side of things. This is something that never really interested me, so good for you, brother. And you are one of the tactical medics on the TIMS team. Outstanding. All right. And Jim just asked you a question. Is Acadian designating specific trucks in each county for COVID? Jim, you're off work, buddy. Okay. I understand you want to network and everything, but you need to be on the road to recovery and not be worrying about EMS stuff. We'll get along till you get back. Okay. But yeah, it is actually a good question. That's a really good question. But anywho, Kenneth, if you would comment on one of the videos or leave me a comment in one of the comment sections, maybe on this one when it gets published. We might try to do some PM, some private messaging back and forth a little bit. Maybe when all of this stuff gets done and over with, and we can travel freely again and not have to worry about crossing state lines and stuff. Maybe we can do something where we can come down and visit you guys down there in San Antonio at Acadian, because I think that would be a lot of fun, because I really enjoy San Antonio. I think it's a great town. So yeah, Dustin said this is how Jim does recovery. True story. He just always. And then Kenneth, we do not designate a specific truck, as each unit is done with all COVID positive or PUI patients. We take the unit out of service for decon. So that's similar to what we're doing up here. We don't designate a specific truck for that. We just decon the unit after the fact And if it's too busy to do that, then we park that truck, and until we can decon it, we get in another truck, and then make sure everybody knows not to get in that truck till we get back. So anywho, all right, guys, going to start winding it down here. We've got just a few more minutes left. We're going to hit that 30-minute timeline. Everybody that's come in today, I appreciate it. Again, we just kind of rambled along because I covered what I needed to cover pretty quickly. Good chance today from Dustin, Jim, and Kenneth. Appreciate you guys. We'll be back here again in 2 weeks from today, again at 5 o'clock, unless you guys start telling me something different. I've noticed each week, too, the number of people that are watching the live stream, it's going up. All right, it's going up. The first time we did this, we were at 3 or 4 for most of the views. Last week, we got up 4 to 5, and this week we're up to 6. So we're climbing slowly. That's good. More people are coming in to watch. I think that's outstanding. Yeah, and Annette. Yep. Hey, Annette, if you're watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Jim says hi. So anyway, like I said, we're going to start winding it down here. We're at the 26-minute mark. It's really all I got. Again, go over to Jim Williams' channel, EMT Boot Camp. Leave a message in the comment section of one of his videos. Let him know you're thinking about him. Wish him, send him some good get well soon wishes. Jim, stop thinking about work. Appreciate you watching today. We'll get you back in here soon to talk about your experience with that. I think that would be a good thing for everybody to see and hear. So anyway, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. I appreciate you again for coming by. One more thing I want to add before we bounce out of here, and this will take us right up to 30 minutes, I'm sure. But got some more videos coming up. I'm probably going to shoot some more this evening when I get done with this. On this backpack over my left shoulder here. It's the NC Star. I forget what model it is, but it's a bulletproof backpack. I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a short video. We're gonna run through. I'm probably gonna, like I said, probably gonna film that when I get done with this. The Stomp 2 bag that you see over the right shoulder here is the bag, one of the bags that we utilize on our team. Excuse me. Starting to work towards making that each medic on the team having their own Stomp 2 and having it stocked with what we need for whatever we may encounter. Okay, I'm starting to move that direction. Instead of having a dedicated response unit, let's just make sure that we've got everything that we need right there. And then if we need to go get the response unit, we can get that later. But we can be ready to go with just that backpack. All right, so I'm going to have a video coming up on that soon as well. Again, appreciate it. Thank you all so much. I'll have some links in the description box for you guys to go check out. Also, again, I'll put the link to the National Scope of Practice. Yeah, easy for me to say. National Scope of Practice 2019 PDF in the description, so you can go look at the EMR, the EMT, the Advanced EMT, and the paramedic level certifications and see what their scopes are. I'm also going to put a link to the National Registry's website, so you can go directly there and look at the information that they have about each certification level as well. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up now. We've got 28 minutes, 45 seconds. Good day. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody coming by. You guys, I'll see you soon, and the next live show will be in 2 weeks from today. So that'll be, I'm trying to think, the 25th, I think, is when that'll be. It'll be Saturday the 25th at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. All right, until that time, you guys stay safe. My name is Steve with TacMed TV, and we'll see you guys later.